Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. So today's episode is going to be a review of Love Island 2019, episode 47. I know I said that I was going to be late uploading this, but it turns out I came home earlier than I was supposed to because I'm such a boring bitch. And yeah, I know there's been a few editing errors in some of my podcasts, sometimes it suddenly speeds up. No, your phone isn't broken, it's my bad. I've been editing these half asleep. I'm gonna make more of a conscious effort to check the audio before I upload it. So back to the episode. It wasn't as boring as yesterday's episode, but it was still a bit slow. There wasn't really any drama until the end. Obviously the final dates continue. So we had Belle and Anton's date. They went in a helicopter and then they had a picnic. They were talking, it's the same old spiel, I can't wait to be with you on the outside. Anton says Belle is wifey material. I'm kind of feeling more like cheated on wife material, because as soon as Anton comes out, I'm sure somehow he's going to have a lot of attention from the ladies. And I think he's definitely going to take advantage of that and is going to be jumping from fanny to fanny. A week if he's good, but by the second week, once he realises that he can sleep with so many more women than he supposedly did in his village in Scotland, he's gonna he's gonna forget about Belle. So I'm definitely foreseeing a lot of tabloids of Belle saying that Anton cheated on her. But is there anyone who actually thinks Belle and Anton will actually last? And how long do you predict that Anton and Belle will last for on the outside? The boys were set a challenge this episode. Honourable mention to Ovi. He was tasked spilling milk on somebody, and he spilled milk on Maura and he made it look like an accident, and he was very smooth with it. The acting, the strategizing of how he was going to make it look like an accident, all of that was on. In the challenge, they're also told to do the salmon. I definitely feel like they're forcing this salmon thing. I definitely feel like they're going to be pushing some merch soon. It's going to have some merch saying, do the salmon. It's just not the same without Chris, because he was the only one who could actually do it. And if Chris is smart, he'll trademark that ASAP. And then obviously the last couple, of course, the last day will be given to the golden couple, Molly and Tommy. They have their day. Molly thanks Tommy for the experience. I'm not sure if she was thanking Tommy for the experience or thanking him for the 50k. Who knows? And Tommy, he was being very extra this episode with the whole chivalry and romantic speeches, all of this. I'll do anything for you. Every time I say I love you, I could cry. Tommy, it's not every day. Do you guys actually because obviously in the beginning of my podcast, I absolutely thought Tommy was bogus. I still feel like he is now. I still feel like all of the lovey-dovey stuff is still kind of bogus. I just feel like he's a very good, he keeps it out, he is very persistent. But do you feel like his speeches are romantic or cringy? So Molly's face was looking very strange. She should not wear bulky high necks because it does nothing for that chin filler. And then they dance at the end, and I swear most of the dates have had dancing at the end, and I'm starting to think what is this is this Strictly? What the hell's going on? At least switch it up. They literally just use the same shot 3 times now. Honestly, they get paid so much to do you're getting paid so much money, at least make an effort to make it interesting. It's all going grand, it's all going sweet, it's all very relaxed, and then the producers decide it's time to fuck some shit up. The text come through, it's basically saying, what the fuck did you think this is? This ain't no motherfucking picnic. Happy material, that's very big words coming from and the islanders with the most votes are vulnerable to the dumping on Sunday. I predicted that I thought that Amber and Greg would pick Belle and Anton because she doesn't really have a bad relationship with anyone in the house except for Curtis, but I would have thought that she would have spared Curtis because she's good friends with Maura. And then I would have thought, obviously India and Ovi are a new couple, but Ovi has been there for Amber, so I don't think she would have sent him home. So therefore I was thinking, other than Maura and Curtis, maybe she would have sent home Anton and Belle. But when she, Amber really pushed for Curtis and Maura, I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, Amber, no. Because I was thinking, like, aren't Amber and Maura, like, good friends? And I thought that maybe Amber wasn't really that loyal to Maura, or, she was snaking her. But then I kind of remembered that, obviously Curtis was the one who gave Jordan the bad advice, and then Jordan broke up with Anna. I feel like Jordan was always going to be moving shysty, but obviously Curtis was the one that gave him that push, like that confidence, that kind of like rationalized it in his head that he wasn't doing anything wrong. And I think, obviously Amber called him a narcissist and says that he wasn't genuine. So obviously to avenge Anna much soon, she voted for them, and Maura was just collateral. It's just not the same without Chris, because he was the only one who could actually do it. And then obviously the last couple, of course the last date would be given to the Golden. Anton and Belle, I thought they were going to pick either India and Ovi or Molly and Tommy. I thought India and Ovi because obviously they're quite new, so he wouldn't really have that loyalty to them. And then I also thought maybe he'd pick Tommy and Molly because he had been gunning for Molly in the past in the episode, and I still think that he doesn't like Molly. So I thought perhaps he would have chose her. So I was surprised that he didn't, but I'm not surprised that he picked India and Ovi. Molly and Tommy, I thought that they were going to pick India and Ovi. I thought they were going to pick that. Because I didn't think that Tommy would agree for Anton and Belle to be picked, but Molly was pushing for that. So obviously Molly is still pissed. She's taken all of the things that Anton has said personally, like when he called her a game player, like basically insinuated that she was only there for the 50k. She definitely took that personally. So I feel like that's why she pushed for Anton and Belle. Maura and Curtis, I thought that they were going to either pick Belle and Anton or India and Ovi. They picked India and Ovi. I'm not that surprised either, really, because, India and she's not really that close to either India or Ovi, so that's why I wasn't really that surprised. For India and Ovi, I thought that they were going to pick Maura and Curtis, or Belle and... So obviously now in the bottom is Curtis and Maura, India and Ovi, and Belle and Anton, and there's been a vote to save. I totally forgot to vote, but if I did, I literally just missed the window to vote. But if I did vote, I would have voted to save India and Ovi. Let me know who you voted for. And I think who would be vulnerable to be going is, I think it would probably be Maura and Curtis. I feel like India and Ovi and Belle and Anton will have more support. I definitely feel it's Curtis the one that's weighing them down as a couple. I feel like if Maura was coupled up with somebody else, perhaps maybe she would have had enough support to survive. But I feel like it's Curtis and Maura next. Who do you think is going to be next to go? And obviously in the preview we see it's meeting the parents. I'm not really that interested in that, really. No, I just want drama, That's all I really want. So yeah, I guess it's just going to be a boring kind of last episode, I guess. But, you never know. Something funny might come of it. Anton's mum, she's an attention seeker. So I'm sure she's going to want to, make a show of herself and try and extend her Instagram following. So, yeah. On Twitter, there's kind of mixed responses to Amber's decision to vote for Curtis and Maura. A lot of people say they can't believe it, and, they don't understand why Amber would vote for one of her closest friends. And some people don't really care and are kind of happy to see the backs of Curtis. And a lot of people are saying that they love Maura, but, they don't like Curtis, so they kind of understand why Amber voted for them. Personally, I don't think that Maura and Amber were that close. Like, they weren't close like Amber was with Anna. but I definitely think that it's not personally to do with Maura. I think it's more to do with Curtis. There's a lot of negativity for Molly on Twitter. I kind of expected it, but I didn't expect it to be as much as it is. A lot of people are saying that she's fake, they can't take her seriously, that, obviously the classic, she's only there for the 50k. I've seen I've seen people saying that, Tommy and Molly's coverage of their date was unfair and how they got such a romantic date, whereas like Amber and Greg just got like a measly date on a boat. And I've seen a few people, like, for some reports, say she looked really gorgeous and they loved her dress. I think she could have wore a better dress. I definitely feel like there is a lot of negativity for Molly, and I can understand the negativity, but I don't understand the amount of it compared to the other contestants, because Tommy, like, all of that romantic speech was clearly fake, and I don't see as many people calling him out about that. I feel like Molly is definitely faking things, like exaggerating perhaps her feelings. I feel like she is attracted to Tommy, but I definitely feel she's exaggerating her feelings. But I think Tommy is exaggerating just as much as she is, and I feel like he's not getting as much flack as she is. They all came in there to make a name for themselves, to make some money. Let's be real. But what is it that, if you're not a fan of Molly May per se, in terms of like not, but yeah, do you dislike Molly May and Tommy, or do you just like Molly May? And if you dislike Molly May, what is it about her that you just don't like? If you haven't yet, follow me on Twitter. My handle is shannonfabuloso. That's shannonfabuloso. I usually live tweet during the episode, so feel free to @me with your opinions as we're watching it. I predicted that she was going to pick